This video is about why you should invest in real estate with me, G-14, Big 7, founder of G-14 system. As always, please watch the video at least once. I organized the video with timestamps, so if you want to skip to any part right now or at any time, do that. Don't turn the video off and try not to skip around the first time if you can. The main point of my video is to help you understand the advantages of investing in real estate with me and the basic advantages in general. If you get that much from this video, it was an investment of your time. Understand this is part one, it's only the basics. No way do I have enough time to tell you everything in this video. So if you want to know more, email me, subscribe, sign up to Financial Education and Investing Club, whatever you got to do, get locked in. Last but not least, sell me your real estate. If you can sell or finance it, if it's 2 or more units, at least let me put my bid in, at least have a discussion with me before you make your final choice. G-14 system, you can pause the video if you need to see it. This video is for contractors, passive investors, real estate professionals, social media influencers. Every single one of y'all should also be investing in real estate. So my electricians, my home inspectors, my passive investors who have 401ks and all that shit, brokers, all that, advertisers, y'all are who I'm talking to. Y'all are who I want to partner with. A little bit of an outline for today's little presentation. Y'all see my little G-14 pyramid. I believe you start in personal finance, get you some kind of business started, flip that business profit into real estate, and then everything else is pretty much win, 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 WWW. So this is where we're starting. Let's get right into it. If you want to hear some of my story, I have a podcast that I did. Check the link in the description. I'll give you a little bit about how I got into real estate. So number one, we'll start with my real estate strategy, the simple version. We're going to buy, repair, rent, refi, repeat. It's a little bit more complex, but that's pretty much it, the end, okay? If y'all watch my videos, you'll know I'm all about buying and holding. You also hear me say, don't just listen to what people say, but watch what they do. I promote what I do. I have nothing to hide. I want to give y'all, I want to teach y'all everything I know. And this is a part of that process. So to be more specific about what my strategy is, again, pay attention because you'll hear me repeat these things, which lends credence, which gives credibility to these processes because I teach you the same shit I do. Anyway, buy distressed. If you have not seen my video on distressed properties, check the link in description. We may even put an annotation on the page, on the video. I have a whole video series really about distressed properties. We'll buy at auction, got videos on that. Seller financing, at the beginning of this video, you heard me ask for someone to seller finance me a deal. That's how we're gonna buy our properties. My next part is the repair. The most important part is avoid properties that need serious repairs. But there is a little bit of forced appreciation opportunity when you can repair. But again, our goal is to have as little repairs as possible. Our method is not buying pieces of shit, taking the risk of investing and growing it and fixing it and taking on more debt only to hope that you can flip it at some point. Next part is rent. When we focus on rent, we're not only going to focus on how much money we make per unit, we're going to look at how to remove the bad tenants who are not paying their rent. We're going to look at how to improve the quality of life of our respectable, responsible tenants. Of course, this is part of the game. Eventually, we're going to raise the rents, especially if they're under market value. Then we'll stabilize the asset. So by stabilizing mean, let's see where we are with rent, get these bad tenants out, get people paying regularly, get the property making the market rent, the acceptable current rent amount, a couple other steps, but then we stabilize it, meaning now we feel confident to eventually go refinance. Also, we'll force appreciation and use depreciation. All right? Pro tip. A forced appreciation is one thing that is not spoken of enough and is not factored in enough when you think about buying properties. So forced appreciation is, okay, look, appreciation is I bought the property 3 years ago at 100K. The market now says my property is worth 130K. Forced appreciation is I have an actual ability to raise the price of my property through actions that I take, not just waiting for some fairy tale market conception and perception to arrive, but to force the appreciation. For example, bad paint, bad parking areas, parking needs covered parking. You got some roof issues, electrical issues, things like that. If you can fix those, you immediately raise not only the appraisal value, but you immediately raise the ability to raise your rents and to command healthy, profitable rents. Then depreciation. Man, look, I can't tell y'all how excited I am to give y'all this information, and I cannot tell you how much it helps when y'all comment, when y'all email me, and when y'all reach out to tell me or salute me for telling you something you didn't know about or that you didn't fully value until I broke it down. And one of them things is depreciation. Y'all, depreciation in a nutshell is very simple. We own an apartment building. The IRS legally says, look, y'all apartment building has $100,000 of depreciation, meaning the IRS understands physical buildings will deteriorate over time. Use, rain, earthquakes, termites, they understand that. So every year they give you a set number that if you don't go over that number, this is basic info, if you don't go over the number, then everything below that is tax-free. So $100,000 worth of depreciation on our multifamily. When all the deductions are done, we only brought in 50K net profit. Well, that's less than our 100K of depreciation. Tax write-off. Because basically, and again, the IRS is saying, look, with all things considered, until you get your profit over 100K, your taxable profit, your tax base, basically. I think that's the term for it. But they say, look, if you're under that number, you can save your money. Well, okay, look, if you don't know, I know I'm going deep. I'm going to just move forward. If you got fucking questions, tap in with your boy. Refinance. This might be one of the most powerful things I ever learned about. I want to shout out several people here, but the main one being Robert Kiyosaki, Garrett Sutton, and Ken McElroy. They all squad, they all linked up together, they all get money together, they all under the Rich Dad umbrella, going back to why we need to fucking build an empire, y'all. But what I love about them dudes is they taught me that refinancing, when done correctly, it's like a cheat code, y'all. It's like a cheat code. Because when you refinance, all you doing is, let's say, bought the building for $1 million. You had to put, say, $100,000 cash down to get this property. When you refi basically means when you go to the bank feels like the property today at that moment is worth more than what it was when you first got it. Meaning they'll give you a better loan. So you bought it for $1 million. Did everything else we talked about here, forced depreciation, raised the rent, stabilized it, slapped some paint on it, made it look sexy, stabilized it, and then the bank say, look, we think it's worth 1.5 now. We think it's worth 1.5 or maybe even 2. So now, off that, say, $900,000 loan you had, plus your $100K down payment to make it $1 million property, they might say, look, we'll loan you, basically what it comes down to is we'll loan you enough money to when we loan you that money, you can turn around and repay your old loan off, pocket the remaining, which will be tax-free, because you cannot be taxed on loan money. You can't be taxed on money that is debt because you're required to pay it back. That makes it 100% tax-free profit. Again, I'm not here to break down every single stage, and if you have questions, you gotta ask, because I got the answers for you. But refinancing is gonna be powerful, and then we build a reputation. Because let a bank see every 2-3 years, every 12 months to 18 months, every 24 to 36 months, you come in here and pay off your whole $1 million loan, and you pocket some money, and you do it again. You're gonna build a very strong reputation. The next step is get the original investment money back. We get infinite and keep the asset. So like I said, we put $100K down on a $1 million property. We refinance. The bank say we think it's worth way more than it was at first, so we'll cut you a new loan. That loan has to be and will always be more than enough to repay our old loan and then leave some cash tax-free. It will leave cash tax-free. That cash that's tax-free will almost always cover our original investment, but we still own the property. So now we're infinite, right? I didn't got my $100K back. I got my $10K back. I got my $1 million back, but I still own the asset. So now it's all profit. All profit. Last but not least, we're gonna repeat this about 1,000 times, man. So let me go back through it for you. We're gonna buy it at a great price. Hopefully it don't need many repairs. We're gonna immediately get in there, put our surgeon gloves on, and get to cutting away at this property, getting the bad tenants out there, raise the rent, stabilize the property. While we're doing that, we're gonna take our little profits that we already getting and start painting the place. Right? We're going to get some cost segregation, I don't even want to break that part down. Depreciation. We're going to sit down with our lawyers, our CPA, and possibly an engineer and break down what our depreciation is. Break everything down so we can crush it at tax time. Then eventually, 6 months, 1 month or more, 6 months, 1 year or more, go back to the bank, look how good we treated this property, give me more cash. That cash is going to cover that whole former loan. We're going to put free money in our pocket. We're going to keep the asset, meaning every single dollar is profit now. Then we're going to repeat it, y'all. So basically, we're going to become the high lords of multifamily investing. And if anybody truly wonder why I pick apartments over houses, go watch my video titled Best Way to Invest in Real Estate. I think it's part 1. I break down the difference between single family and multifamily and why I'm all in on multifamily. As far as single family, we'll do STR. We'll short-term rented Airbnb, or we'll put trusted family members in those properties under respectable ironclad leases, right? All right, so are y'all getting excited? I know it's somebody. Look, this information is not for everybody. But some of y'all, I know you getting excited. I know you getting pumped. I know some of y'all that already sent me an email. You paused the video and hit me up. So stay excited. Let's dig into number 2. It's the bigger investment picture, which is my overall strategy. So I gave y'all a little piece of my real estate strategy. Let me break down how the bigger picture applies. One of the main things we're going to apply is asset protection and anonymity tactics to every single property. I want to keep you safe. I want to keep you away from annoying people. I want to keep you away from those vultures and those bad people who all they can think to do is steal or sue somebody for what they worked for. So asset protection and anonymity, extremely important. Make sure you check out my videos about that. Once I get ready to drop them, or I drop them, I'll try to link them in description. Number 2 is put all my loved ones in nice homes and apartments. Again, it gotta be a mixture between, you gotta look out for your people, but you also can't undercut the business side of things. Because the only bullshit reason I hear people not look out for their family and friends as far as business is because you mix business with pleasure. Well, first off, I don't have friends and I don't consider you a friend or a loved one, right? If you would steal my money, if you would gladly fuck off your rent money, knowing you're supposed to pay it to me, all because we friends and I should accept that. I don't even have friends like that. But so you gotta find this middle ground between being able to help those you love, but also keeping your paperwork right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna move moms in, I'm gonna move my stepmama in, I'm gonna move my mama-in-law in and my little cousin, but y'all gonna sign that paperwork. And I expect y'all to treat me how you would treat the asset of another person who wasn't me. Number 3 is we'll use business profits to invest in apartments, which will make the profits tax free. When I go into number 5, I'll explain some of this a little bit more. The 4th reason on my overall strategy that you should rock with me is I'm building a real estate brand to help market for tenants and investors. So many people that I think are doing well, regardless of our personal perception of these people. Their business acumen is typically on point. And I'll say that to say these big dudes like the Robert Kiyosaki's, the Grant Cardones, things like people like that, right? Because they're massively more profitable because they also built a brand and market. Content is marketing. So they're creating marketing content, which is going to, of course, bring in more investors, bring in more tenants. This is extremely, extremely important. If we can keep the tenant flow going, we can keep investors constantly reaching out to us, conversating about deals, we're going to crush it. Number 5, going back to number 3, we need to have side businesses that feed and funnel into real estate. Robert Kiyosaki, my dog, man, I ain't never met that man before, but I have respected how he been moving, him and his squad. The Will Wrights, Garrett Suttons, Kim McElroy, Kim Kiyosaki. Kim Kiyosaki go crazy. I really respect what they do because they all got books and podcasts and social media, and they teach and they got online courses. All that shit feeds into what we're doing. You're literally watching my video on YouTube, so you see I'm already putting my foot forward. Last but not least, we'll use real estate profits to lower the taxes on other income. My book, Garrett Sutton's book that I bought, so it's mine, called Loopholes of Real Estate, might be, as an individual book, the most profitable book I've come across so far. And part of that is because he broke down how real estate is so powerful. When you do it correctly, sit down with your CPA, sit down with your team, get intelligent, make good moves, you can offset other income with your real estate profits. It got other rules to it, right? When you married, you can offset a little bit more, blah, blah, blah. There's caps to it, but nevertheless, that earned income, that W-2 income from your job that's getting taxed fucking crazy, we can fix that, y'all. So stick a pin in that. If you got questions about that, reach out to me. All right, and for number 3, let's talk about the vision for my real estate team. But also, let's take a quick second out to project into the future how powerful this can be if we tie all these things in. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can be very powerful. So my ideal real estate team to start, they must be a real estate investor or ready to start real estate investing. I have had to, I've almost ripped my hair out dealing with people, especially like in the CPA area, real estate law, things like that. People who don't invest, I gotta say this bluntly, usually don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they have no interest or inclination to do the research because they're not real estate investors. So many times tax advisors have said you can't do this. Oh, that sounds great, but you can't do that here. And it turned out they're just scary. They're just scared money. Okay? So if you are ready, tap in. Real estate lawyers. I plan on closing deals with attorneys because I think that's extremely powerful. Not only can they give me legal advice, but they can legally close these deals for me. I have a video cooking in the lab about should you buy homes with brokers and realtors or real estate lawyers. So make sure y'all check out that content when it drops. CPA and tax advisors. Gotta have you on my squad. Y'all are some of the most valuable resources for a real estate squad, because if you are a real estate investor and you understand the massive tax implications, if you understand that the IRS wrote the tax code solely to influence you to do what they want you to do, then we're gonna crush it. Tax advisors need to know that. They know that the IRS is asking you to take these deductions, but it's your choice on if you take them. But they saying it's right here to be taken legally. We'll be fine. Landscapers, contractors, very important because I own a successful family-owned landscape company. I'll gladly take the lead on this part. But what's really important here is if we have these cats on our squad, we all can crush it. See, being a landscaper, we go to so many houses that not only can we help raise the value by fixing the landscaping, but also you have some of these properties that are going to be sold. They're doing the landscaping so they can be sold. They're doing the landscaping so they can be rented. We need to cut out the middleman and be able to generate massive income by having landscapers for our companies, or my company, which will help the whole group, have them take over the landscape for our properties. Lord Jesus Christ, cut the middleman. Home inspectors, very undervalued skill set, can save you from a huge mistake. What I've learned about home inspectors is if they do their job well, they'll find almost everything wrong with the property. Very few times are all those things that important. It's not going to make or break the deal, right? But you still want to know what it is so that you can prep for it, that you can negotiate it, or that you can kill the deal. Social media influencers. I hope y'all understand where I'm going with this. People who are successful social media influencers have two major things that they need to think about while watching this video. One, if you're doing well, you're generating money, and what the fuck are you doing with it? Wasting it probably, because it's coming so easy and it's coming hand over fist, you wasting it. No, go invest it. The second one is what you do every day can make you infinitely more popular and profitable because you're marketing a very valuable asset. So whether you'll be marketing some real estate courses that we have, that you'll see the profits from, whether you're marketing properties, right? Whether you're marketing other people in our squad, you're marketing loan originators and brokers and all that. Well, it's all interconnected. Social media influencers really need to start linking with real estate investors. Passive investors. Passive investors, all I'm going to say is this. If you understand the asset, but you don't want to deal with the day-to-day shit, I'll gladly send you a check every month for a portion of your profits, and you can just kick your feet up and do whatever else you want to do. Pretty simple. Brokers and realtors, going back to like real estate lawyers, you got to have people with access to software and info. So that's like brokers and realtors, but also people with knowledge of closing deals. Also people with backhand knowledge of the area. All these things can be very, very helpful. All right, additional info for this basic little part one on why you should invest with me, why we should invest together. I can help you with your other properties. So you may have a property, we partner. Once we like each other, we vibe, we see the results, boom, we go get something else. So if you right now are struggling, or you just want to partner with somebody, you're a collaborator, Or again, if you're struggling with a property, I can help you with that property. From consulting to the landscaping aspect to obviously owning and managing it. I also have a crystal clear, vetted game plan for success. When I broke down the rent, repeat, refi, all that, I go so deep with that. I got everything laid out to where if tomorrow I can get my hands on a 150 unit apartment, boom, we taking off day one. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. It's time to go. I got over 10 years of study and experience, and I own property. Okay, I'm not just starting yesterday. Shout out to all my beginners, but that's not me. I'm like a Lannister. I always pay my debts. So what's important for y'all to know is that if we have financial obligations to somebody else, or if I have one to you, I will meet my obligation. I will gladly meet my obligation. In fact, to build the reputation I want to build, I cannot do stupid shit. So I am like a Lannister. I always pay my debts because not only does that keep my name clean, but that grows our reputation. And I have capital to invest if needed. I won't throw no numbers out there, but just know if we can sit down or get on a damn Zoom call or Google Meet, video chat, whatever, right? FaceTime, and we come to some terms, understand we can get the ball rolling quick because capital is on deck, ready to go. Again, y'all, sell your real estate to me. I will buy single family. I will buy mobile homes, manufactured homes, raw land, industrial. I will buy it all. I do prefer 2 or more units for multifamily residential. Email me. Let's discuss some deals. I dropped a lot on you today, so I know some of y'all, not everybody, but some of y'all like, so what should I do next? Email me. Let's discuss some deals. Again, if you have a property, let's talk that one. If you have a few potential prospects, let's talk those. Next is find someone to partner with, even if it's not me, just start. Go read books, take courses, learn as much as possible. I know that real estate, multifamily, done correctly, can change the financial future of your children's children. I solely believe that, and I will prove that day in, day out in your face. So go read, learn as much as possible, go get your money right so that you can invest. Then go watch my free trainings on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe. I got a FEIC Facebook group. It's really a financial education group, but we starting to collect all our squad on Facebook. Eventually, we're gonna buy a building, and it's gonna be offline, and it's gonna be crazy.